Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back. This is What If Tanjiro Was Trained by Yoriichi's Spirit, Part 2. If you just saw what was in the bottom left, yes, we have a Spotify. It is always in the link in the description. That's what's going to be on the videos from here on out. So if you see that, then you know that the Spotify is still active. Obviously, we have all these videos, or at least most of them, on Spotify. I'm putting one video or at least every movie that we have on Spotify until I catch up entirely. With that said, I'm sorry that it took so long to get part 2 of What If Tanjiro Was Trained by Yoriichi's Spirit, but trust me, I have more and more to come very, very soon, and I hope y'all enjoy this this part. And if you do, as always, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. Let's get right into part 2. Let's get it. Tanjiro Kamado is ready to go off with Rengoku to the Mugen train. The train that will change everything forever. Because at the end of the day, Tanjiro and Rengoku may both be strong together, but they will both be caught off guard and put to sleep by a demon by the name of Enmu. Enmu would put all of them to sleep, and Tanjiro would begin to see dreams that he would never know existed in the first place. He would see his family once again, his father as well, the father that he lost so long ago, and he begins to wonder if all of it was just a dream, if it was all just some clouded judgment, if it was all just some fantasy that he was seeing, a nightmare. But then he begins to think to himself that all of what he's seen, everything he's done, it felt so real. He would speak with his brothers and sisters, but soon he would realize that there were glimpses, tears, and fragments that this reality, this world, this dream he was in, it didn't make sense. None of it made sense. And soon he would be running away. He would leave the world that is right next to him, running, and running. He would soon be engulfed in flames, the flames that would remind him of Nezuko, his sister, once again. And eventually he would see the figure with a demon slayer mark across his face, one that his aura alone seemed to shake even those all across the world. Yoriichi stands in front of him, and even his father would appear once again, getting him to eventually strike himself down and awaken to these kids all around them, and Tanjiro would quickly knock them all out, and quickly would get Rengoku to eventually awaken. Tanjiro would confront Enmu at the front of the train, dashing toward him and easily defeating at least that version of him that was in front of him. But soon he would realize that Enmu is the entirety of the train. He is the entire Mugen train, and Rengoku is more or less put in a position where he has to defeat and protect every single human being in the train all at once, and Tanjiro says he'll make the fight quick. He heads to the front, the core of the train, where he knows where he needs to absolutely defeat Enmu right here and right now. And when he arrives at the front of the train, a conductor tries to attack him and stab him, but easily being able to defend against the conductor, he knocks him out and looks for the weak neck of Enmu. Once he finds it, tentacles would come swarming around, attacking him, and it's as if Tanjiro needs to look away. He's unable to actually look, because if he looks, he's gonna be put under some sort of sleep, and he'll go back into the dream and have to kill himself over and over so that he can come out of that said dream. But Tanjiro knows that if he keeps his eyes closed, he'll sense everything around him, and that's exactly what he does. Tentacle after tentacle, he's able to dodge, slice, cut, everything you could think of, and he's able to weave through and through. And it seems like the blood connection with Muzan, between Enmu and Muzan, even shakes Enmu entirely, but this feedback would even shake Muzan. The movement, the usage of the Hinokumi Kagura, it shakes him to his core. Sun breathing is something that Muzan wasn't expecting. Sun breathing is something was something that Muzan didn't think would appear once again, would appear right in front of them. And this is something that would shock him and scare him and absolutely put him in a spot where he didn't even know what to do. Muzan could sense everything that's happening through the blood of Enmu. And soon Tanjiro would come barreling down, slicing through the neck of Enmu, killing and defeating Enmu in one foul swoop. And, well, let's just say Muzan and his fear would bring upon a fight that Tanjiro and Rengoku were not expecting. After everyone was safe, after every single person was safely put basically outside the train, everybody there was ready, or at least Tanjiro and Rengoku were ready to leave. But leaving in this scenario would not be an option. They could not leave because a person would fall out of the sky, landing on his feet and staring back at them. This was Akaza. In his eyes, it would spell out the letter or the number 3, and it would be one of the highest of the 12 Akizuki, other known as Upper Moon 3. Akaza was a powerful demon. Well, if you want to scale it, Enmu was at the bottom of the list. Akaza is up there with people or with demons like Muzan. And this would be terrifying. This would put the fear of God into anybody. But Rengoku faces no fear, and he would step up and he would say that he's ready to take on Akaza. Tanjiro would stand next to him, but Rengoku would tell him to fall back, that this isn't the fight that he signed up for, that they've been training together, but he's still a kid, and that Rengoku is not ready to allow him to fight alongside him, at least not with these stakes. And Tanjiro would look back toward Rengoku and say that he's been training for this day forever now, or at least that's what it feels like. For the sake of his sister, for the sake of the people that he surrounds himself with, and for the sake of Rengoku himself, they will take him on together. Tanjiro would be covered, or part of his face would be covered in his Demon Slayer mark, and Rengoku would grip his sword, and as he grips and as he gets ready to go after Akaza, a Demon Slayer mark would cover him as well. Awakening the Demon Slayer marks, both Tanjiro and Rengoku would charge forward at Akaza. Akaza would smirk, knowing he could unleash every last bit of his strength. He would begin utilizing his blood demon art to his fullest capabilities, parrying and dodging and blocking shots and strikes from Akaza, or from Rengoku and Tanjiro. But there's something feels different about both of these characters. It feels as if Akaza is losing ground. He can feel that both of them are only getting better as they fight, and on top of that, he can feel that they're getting more and more in sync. He tries to find an opening, trying to hurt Rengoku, but Tanjiro would swing down with his sword, slicing the arm off of Akaza. Akaza would try to regenerate, but it would be extremely slow. He would be confused. How is he able to do that? He looks for a kick, swinging at Rengoku, kicking straight into his blade as it slightly cuts through Akaza's foot. Tanjiro looks for an opening at the head, but of course, Akaza was able to dodge and get sliced into the body. And Tanjiro would look at Akaza and tell him that he may be a lethal fighter, he may be a proudful warrior, but this is where he dies. Because all of this is the reason why he's here. As Akaza sees Tanjiro swing his sword, retracting once again toward his neck, he sees one image and one image only. The one of Yoriichi. He sees Yoriichi in Tanjiro as Tanjiro screams and swings his sword, slicing the neck of the demon. But for some reason, Akaza He couldn't even sense that he was swinging, as if he had no intent at all, but at the same time had all the intent in the world. Akaza is known to go off of reflexes, known to understand if a person is adamant about killing or is hiding his senses through a large degree. But this was so much different. So much different. It seems as if Akaza couldn't read what Tanjiro wanted to do, couldn't read that Tanjiro was going for the killing blow. And Akaza would sit there, his body continuing to fight even without a head, and this would shock everybody, or shock Tanjiro and Rengoku, but this would give them information that they didn't have in the first place, information that they would definitely want to correlate to everyone else. He watches as Akaza struggles, and eventually, it's as if Akaza makes a choice, and his choice is death. Akaza would lay on the ground, and his body would slowly but surely deteriorate into nothingness. He would be gone, and Rengoku and Tanjiro would look at each other and smile. Rengoku would say that that's a hell of a thing they just did. He can't even believe it, not even himself. They just defeated an upper 3 demon. Tanjiro says that he believes it, and that mark on Rengoku's forehead is exactly what he thought would happen. That he is a breeding ground for demon slayers to get their marks. He would walk away as he kites all the humans still there, helping them out and helping them get away to safety once again. While heading back to the Hashira mansion, him and Rengoku would speak about what he was talking about, and he would explain that the figure that trained him, the spirit of this one man, the great swordsman, the spirit of him told him in some sort of way that his awakening of his Demon Slayer mark made him more and more compatible, awakening more and more people's Demon Slayer marks as well. It's as if it's a breeding ground for others to get their marks, in which Rengoku thinks this is a great idea, this is a great find, a find that, well, they didn't even know they would be able to have. This is monumental. This is something of unamounted proportions, and this leap that the Demon Slayers were about to make would be inconceivable. Everybody would begin to get their Demon Slayer marks quicker and quicker, and soon even Muzan himself was shaking in his boots. Muzan Kibutsuchi would have a meeting with the demons that were left, saying that Akaza is dead. But even with this meeting, it seemed as if the demons, at least outside of Muzan, were still calm. But Muzan himself looked and acted like a coward. He would think about the idea of hiding away, that staying away for now until this boy is gone. The plans of conquering this world may have been shortened, but he would never tell that to them, never tell that to the demons near him. This would be horrible. But even some of them begin to question how strong these demon slayers are. How strong, in comparison, are they to the demon slayers? But as they're speaking about this, the slayers, every single one of them, are training, working hard and training with every last Hashira. They believe that if they get up to a certain skill level, a certain skill threshold as a demon slayer, they will all get the mark of the demon slayer, and everybody would get so much stronger. And this would include the Hashira. The Hashira would gain their demon slayer marks, and some of the higher tier or level of demon slayers begin to get theirs as well. I mean, Kanao, Zenitsu, Inosuke, through crazy and retroist training, insane amounts of hard work, Tanjiro pushing them and putting them through the fire, they all begin to awaken their marks. And as they do this, their power and strength would be absolutely insane. But with that said, let's just say Tengen Uzui sees a way for them to take down another high-ranked demon. he has heard that there's a demon of high and of very, very strong proportions in the entertainment district. And he believes that if they take them down, either they will draw out the demons they are seeking, or Muzan, in just like the past history books may have said, and the past history books may have assumed, Muzan would go into hiding once again. Tanjiro goes up to, obviously, Tengen Uzui, telling him that he wants in. He's going to help him out as best as he possibly can, in which he says that they need females to actually deal with this, and they need females basically to go and work, in which Tanjiro says that, well, he's not taking any of the females that are currently there. Well, for one, Kanau's already on a mission, and Hashira wouldn't make sense, and he's not going to take some of these females that are not suited to be on the battlefield. Yes, Aoi may have been training and getting stronger, but it's obvious that she's not prepped to do anything, or at least not prepped to be a fighting demon slayer. Let her do the work that she has here. Tanjiro recommends that he goes with Zenitsu and Inosuke, and that him and Tengen will overview everything and keep an overlay, as well as Zenitsu and Inosuke go in disguises. Of course, this would eventually turn into an argument, but Tengen would eventually accept. And as he accepts, that's the plan that they go into. Enter the entertainment district. The entertainment district is a place for, well, women to get sold, at least to certain places and for certain duties. Well, Zenitsu and Inosuke get sold off, but Zenitsu is an ugly duckling, so it's a little bit more difficult. But Inosuke would get a very high bidder. As they're both shipped off, Tanjiro and Tengen would just overlay the scenario, and all they have to do now is wait. Slowly but surely they wait, and they wait for their opening, and once Tanjiro gets a whiff of the demon, they will be on it immediately. Eventually, throughout the night, staying together and surveying the city, Tanjiro would get a whiff. He would smell the demon, and he would signal to Tengen as they're already on the move. They would break for where the demon is, and as they enter, it seems like that demon was on the bridge of killing Zenitsu, saving him luckily, and Tanjiro and Tengen would charge toward the demon, slicing its head off. But as they slice its head off, they think that was too easy, too simple. There's no way that she was an upper demon, in which they turn back around, and there's a reason why she's an upper demon. Her brother, Yutaro, would slowly but surely climb out of the body of his own sister, Daki. They would stand there side by side as Yutaro would put the head back on Daki, and Tanjiro and Tengen Uzui, the sound Hashira, would stand there ready to fight the two of them. But that is for the next part and the final part of What If Tanjiro Was Trained by Yoriichi's Spirit. And if you enjoy, show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below. I have a couple ways that this is going to end, based on the Demon Slayer lore. So it really depends on how I'm feeling at the time. But with that said, I'm sure a lot of you can understand how this may or may not end. With that said, though, I hope y'all enjoyed part 2. Sorry it took so long to even get this out. I plan on getting out part 3 ASAP, so maybe even the following day. So you should have another video the next day. Kind of been preoccupied with some stuff, and then obviously just some stuff happened, so that's why it took so long for this part to come out. But nonetheless, hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all have an amazing day. Later.